It's about time for us to talk about the Gladiator film, one of my favorites. Maximus had a core of steel, Commodus played the game perfectly, but here's the truth. If you choose to act as only one of them, you will never get the life that you want. At this scene, we can see Maximus stands before Commodus, the new emperor. Commodus asks for his loyalty. Maximus refuses. He turns his back on him. In that moment, he signs the death of his family. This is what happens when your values become a cage. Most of us grew up watching Gladiator, believing Maximus is the hero and Commodus is the villain. I believe that too. But after 14 years working with people, specializing in personality development, seeing every day how we think, choose, and react, I realize it's something uncomfortable. They are far more alike than we want to admit. And if you act as only one of them, you will lose. We have been taught to think in extremes, good or bad, right or wrong, hero or villain. But human personality does not work like that. It's not a switch, it's a dimmer. Every trait you have, whether you're aware of it or not, can be calibrated depending on the situation. Traits do not define who you are, they're tools. You can decide when to use them. Maximus has inner stability, grounded and driven by values. People respect him, they follow him, but his need to be right, it's turned all the way up. He does not bend, he does not adapt, he doesn't play the strategic game, and because of that, he loses control over reality. Some people think he fights for freedom. I don't. I think he wants to leave this world, yes, but because he's no longer afraid to die, yeah, he becomes free. But you also stop building, you stop influencing anything here. And in the end, he loses his ability to protect what matters to him. Commodus. He stands before his father, waiting to be chosen to become the emperor. And when he realizes he won't be, he understands that he will never be enough. And in that moment, it seems that he decided that I'm not loved, I will make everyone to love me. This is what happens when your identity depends on others. You cannot get off the loop on what they will think of me. How will I stay in power? But here's the part that a lot of people miss. He understands the environment. He reads people. He plays the dynamics. He knows how to survive. Where a better man would fall, he adapts. Now let's look at them side by side. They're not opposites, they are mirror images of each other. Both use power, both move people to execute their vision, both are driven by something they do not question. The difference between them is not what they do, but from where they act. Maximus acts from internal stability. I am. He responds to reality, but it's limited by rigidity, by attachment to honor, and by his unwillingness to adapt. Commodus acts from lack. I need. He tries to control reality, but is driven by approval, fear of rejection, and the need to control perception. One is bound by his principles, the other is driven by his need to be chosen. Both are trapped just in different cages, one by whom he believes he is, the other by how others must see him. And this is not about them anymore. This is about how you live your life. So, what does this mean for you? Not everything in life is in your control, but when things repeat, when something feels off, when you keep hitting the same wall, that's the moment to pause and ask yourself, how am I showing up here? And what strategy I'm using? Because most of the time, you are not stuck because of the situation or the other person. You're stuck because you keep showing up the same way. In this moment, same reaction, same strategy, same blind spot. And one of the patterns you will see is this: either too rigid or too dependent, too much Maximus or too much Commodus. Take a strategy from Commodus. In the real world, being too right can cost you opportunities. You need to read the room, understand people, feel the dynamics, know when to move and when to wait. This isn't fake, it's awareness. Because if you don't understand how things actually work, you will keep on losing, even if you are right. Take the spine from Maximus. You need values, stability, something inside you that doesn't shift with every opinion, but not as a cage, as a compass. You don't act just to be liked. You act because it's true for you. And when you have your core, but learn to adjust your movement in reality, something shifts. You start to see more options, more range. And in that moment, you stop reacting and start choosing. You stop being pulled by situation and start directing them. You stop being a character in the story and become the one writing it. And most people never get there. If this made you think, join me. We are just getting started.